Dame, after a lousy kind of first game you guys had, and then, the exhibition season wasn't great, what does a win like this do for your team at this point of a season?
I think it, it makes us, just a little bit more confident to, be coming on the road and, continuing to grow, continuing to build on our, our effort in the last three quarters of our last game. Um, we just get more comfortable with each other. We get more comfortable with some of the changes that we made defensively, and we we bring in that energy. I think our energy is much better. Um, we getting on the screen much more on the defensive end, and we just doing a better job of taking the challenge more consistently in the last game and a half or so. So I think we just keep building. We just keep working and keep improving. Um, and this is another good game for us.
Next question is coming from Casey Holdall with Trailblazers.com.
Dame, how would you describe Gary's game tonight? Obviously, second half, I think you guys something.
Yeah.
Back to the fourth quarter. Talk about Gary.
I mean, he was on fire. I think everybody saw, just a small sample of what he can do before the season was put on pause. And then when we got to the bubble, I think everybody saw, his ability to defend and have a positive impact on the game offensively. He's a shot maker. He has, super, super, super confidence in himself. And I think tonight, without his effort, we don't win this game. He got us on the run to get the lead. Early in the game, he came out firing. He was hot. He was coming off a game where he played less than 10 minutes. So I think to have your mind in the right space to come out tonight and to not be, irritated and frustrated and take yourself out, he came out with the right kind of mentality. And it led to a great performance by him, and he was a major part of us winning this game. And it's good to see him in that form. Coming out the bubble, I think everybody expected it from him. And it's a little bit harder to be that when it's expected. And I think he was putting a little bit of pressure on himself at first to do that. And it was a breakthrough tonight. You got to be strong mentally to do that. So I was happy to see him have that type of game.
Next question is coming from Jason Quick with The Athletic.
Dame, you talked about Gary's mind being right. Were you kind of curious to see how he would react to playing only 6 minutes?
I mean, I wouldn't say I was curious to see how he would react. But I would assume any young player who was coming off the kind of season he had last season would expect to be in the rotation, for more than 6 minutes. So when that happened, I was like, let's see how he responds. The easy thing to do would be to get mad and to get in your own way, get in your own head and cancel yourself out. And it's usually hard for young players to overcome that, and get out of their own way sometimes. So I think it just said a lot about him that he, came out in a big game for us, first road game of the season, right after that game and had this type of performance. I just think it speaks to how tough he is mentally, and how locked in he is to this season, how much it means to him. So I think it was impressive.
It kind of also speaks to how tough coach's job is in juggling all that, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's early in the season, and we got things to figure out. You got to figure out who you want to have on the floor, and sometimes that's a tough decision for a coach, like you said. Some guys might be playing, pretty solid, and they might end up being the person that plays like GT did 6 minutes, or they might not be in the rotation. You got to look at them and let them know, like, you're not going to be in the rotation. And that's a tough position to be in, especially if a guy has done everything right and probably deserves to be on the floor. But that's the case, I'm sure, on every team around the league is, a few guys who could be in the rotation and probably, have earned it, and they aren't. But that's the way it is in professional sports. Sometimes, that's the hand that you dealt, and being a part of a team, you have to, be professional about it. And I think GT was really professional. Especially to be a young player like he is, to come back and respond the way he did. And coach is also in a tough position because we got a lot of guys that can come in and help. But I was proud of GT tonight.
Last question is coming from Sam Amick with The Athletic.
Hello, Dame. Good to see you, sir. I wonder, tonight having a guy like Robert Covington out there to help out with LeBron made me think of the offseason. And I wondered, you've always had a voice with Neil in the front office, but how did you use your voice in this offseason? How involved were you in the different moves that were made? And now that you're seeing the guys that were added, be part of the program, just where are you at in terms of how effective you think that the new look is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, in the off season, I was, I have personal relationships, with my teammates. So I don't like to be the guy responsible for saying, all right, let's do this and let's get rid of this guy and let's bring in this guy. But they asked me, to name a few players that I liked, that I felt like could help our team. And I did that. And, our front office did their job. I didn't go in there demanding anything. They just asked me to name some players I liked, and that's what I did. And I think we did a great job of bringing in guys that could actually help our team. I think BJ and Rocco both make us a better team defensively. You see how versatile they were in the Houston game, switching,
Right.
just being disruptive. And then tonight, two guys that we've had trouble with, they're going to be themselves because they're superstar players, but it wasn't an easy night, and it helped us,
Right.
get a big win. So I'm happy with it, but I came into the season optimistic as always. I expect a lot out of our team. I expect a lot out of myself. And I'm just letting it happen. We'll see. Once we put it on the floor and we show what we're going to do, then that's what it is. But I'm not going out there saying, jumping the gun or, having, crazy expectations for any individual or anybody, like that. It's just like, we're going to see what it is when we get on the floor, and that's going to be that.